Tired of fast-paced and stressful competitive games? Sometimes you just need to slow down, breathe, and lose yourself in a world that doesn't demand perfection. Cozy games are having a massive moment in 2025, and for good reason. Whether it's the satisfying click of placing the perfect decoration, watching your crops grow, or just existing peacefully in a beautiful world, these games offer something special: pure, unfiltered comfort. Today, we're diving into 8 cozy games that'll wrap you in a warm blanket of graphic and chill vibes. There's something here for everyone who needs a break from the chaos. Let's get cozy. Dinkum. Great game in single player. If you like cozy games with farming, building, and crafting, but also combat with minor challenges, then this game is a blast. Lots to do, and if you're creative, you can push it even further. Even years later, players are still learning neat little things. Would love to see a few more things added, such as more real-time events, like Easter, for example, and a terraformer of sorts, so you can change terrain type without having to shovel every tile. In multiplayer, however, it's a mess. Literally anything under the sun can just randomly disappear from existence at any point. Tools, weapons, items, paths, etc. Whether in player inventory or in storage chests, placed vehicles vanish also. Ghost tiles preventing things from being placed down. In short, great game that's a lot of fun with heaps to do, but multiplayer is unplayable currently. Venba. Absolutely beautiful game with an equally beautiful story. The music and sound effects are incredible. You can tell VSI Games put so much love into Venba. There were so many small details that added to the overall cozy and heartwarming vibes of the game. The story really connects with those who understand immigrant experiences and helps players better understand their parents' perspectives. Every chapter is emotional, and solving the puzzles and recipes is really fun. The game includes full recipes that players can actually try. Never seen that before, and it just adds to how unique this game is. Coral Island. It's beautiful. No crappy pixel art here. It's gorgeous. People look like people, and some of them are cute and dateable. Bugs look like bugs, and plants look like plants. The graphics show what you need to see, and it's a pretty world. Big win. Can't overstate how refreshing it is to see pleasant graphics in 2025 without maxing out your graphics card. It's immersive. Bug catching, fishing, richly imagined NPCs, a cool story. It draws you in. You'll recognize a lot from Stardew Valley, which was inspired by Harvest Moon, if you've ever played. This isn't super original, but it is absorbing. In fact, some pieces and plot points are almost identical to Stardew Valley. Big pot of soup judged by the outside townspeople, for example. Friendship actually increases after talking with a person for a few days and maybe giving a gift. There doesn't appear to be friendship decay from not talking to a person for a day. There's a big cast of NPCs. Their dialogue feels natural. You can be friends and hang out without it being a romantic thing. You can make it a romantic thing with the dateables if you wish. The story doesn't appear to have been written by prudes or grumpy hermits. Regular updates. The devs are still patching things and adjusting things. A recent update did introduce a new set of problems, mostly SFX sound-related, but a couple of days later, they released a patch that resolves all the sound issues. Almost every part of it is fun, and there's some choice in how you spend your days. Underwater World. It works, it's pretty, and merfolk are a cool idea in a farming and life sim game. Sticky Business. This is a very cute game that lets you express your creativity. Very easy to get instantly addicted. Wish there was more decorations or widgets for the shop page to make it slightly more interactive. Though the open stories from the customers add depth to the game, the constant requests from customers of making a sticker with specific elements takes a little bit of the fun out of it. It's a nice addition to challenge creativity, but there's too many that you barely have time and space during the story mode to be inspired to create with your own ideas. The Among Us collab is great, just wish there was more games reference for fans to create personal stickers and share across communities on Steam. 100% completion takes a lot of time and a lot of mindless packing. With time management, even when being mindful, you'll find yourself some days piled up with 17 packages or so. Lil Gator Game. This game currently has an insane 99% positive reviews on Steam. This is because it is perfect.
Anyone who gave this a negative review must be trolling, or perhaps an evil alien. It's so lovable and wonderful that writing a review for it almost seems uncouth. Just go play it. Go, go, go. Lil Gator Game is a 3D exploration game with some light platforming. It clearly counts a short hike among its influences, but it's better in every way. It's also a touching and perceptive story about growing up, figuring out who you are, and why small things in our childhood can mean so much to us. It's about priorities and empathy and honesty. It's also a love letter to how weird and passionate kids can be, how capable they are, even when the adults around them forget it. And lest you worry, all that means it's one of the horribly depressing indies about trauma and the inevitability of death that are so hot right now, it is most not that. It's just a really human story about a little gator. It's the rare game that's honestly a most play for anyone. Palia. Palia honestly feels like therapy disguised as a game. No pressure, no boss fights, no chaos, just your farm and a never-ending list of things you want to do, not have to do. The world is gorgeous, the characters are sweet, and the community actually feels wholesome. Rare, right? In a world that constantly pushes you to go faster, Palia gently reminds you it's okay to slow down. Peaceful mornings, fishing by the lake, or decorating your cozy little home exactly how you like it. What's great is that at any moment, you can just pause the quests and do your own thing. Farm a bit, explore, craft, or just exist in the calm. It's not perfect. Once you get used to the rhythm, it can feel a little bit repetitive, but maybe that's part of its charm. If you've ever wanted a game where progress is measured in calmness instead of kills, Palia is worth every minute. Brilliant game that's incredibly well made. Amongst all the high-octane, adrenaline-pumping games out there, Palia stands out as a gem for being a chill, safe space to explore and have fun solo or with friends. The game has done amazingly well from the social side of things, where it encourages wholesome behavior, to allowing players to progress and enjoy the game without any pressure of purchasing things on their store. Where many others would push you towards microtransactions, this game has no trace of that at all, leaving it completely up to the player. It's also really well optimized with consistent 60 FPS at 4K on a 2070 and 10th Gen i7, which is refreshing. Although it's not as intensive as other modern titles, it doesn't feel like it's lacking visually. All of the assets and particles are stunning, and the lighting is also wonderful, setting a beautiful scene to explore. Fae Farm. Super cute and cozy. Key points. It differs from most cozy games in that there's a long, arcing story alongside your crafting and decorating. There are no shortage of quests, and all of the quests feel purposeful and linked. Also, great feature, your tool automatically changes to what you need, and your furniture has a purpose. You don't gain a bigger health, energy, or mana bar based on progression in the traditional sense, but based on what furniture you have crafted and placed. It really makes the decorating side of things feel purposeful. Great storylines, adorable characters. There's even some great representation with one of the love interests, and even the carpenter in the game is a wheelchair user. Love that. Gambit Digital Team is new indie devs that have taken over Fae Farm officially. After the multiplayer shut down, they made an announcement in the Discord that they have taken over the game and promised updates and keeping the servers online. They're currently working on transferring it on their end. Exciting to see this game saved, especially since multiplayer has vastly improved since launch day. Players can continue to progress they were making together. Minami Lane, an adorable game with a charming vibe that makes it easy to set your cares down for a little while. The missions come with optional objectives, which are fun and engaging to strive for without being stressful. The music is lovely and catchy. You'll catch yourself humming the tunes when you're not playing the game. Sometimes you'll wish you could disregard building requirements to construct a street to your preferences during missions, which is where creative mode of Sandbox shines when you've completed all objectives. Even after upgrading buildings, finding all of the perfect recipes, and earning 100% satisfaction, it's still gratifying to clean up trash, pet cats, and greet cyclists as the denizens of your little slice of street go about their day. Not many complaints about the game, so much as wishes. Firstly, for more content, more missions to play. Secondly, the ability to toggle services from the service center on or off after hiring them. And thirdly, it'd be nice if the game offered randomized suggestions for the names of buildings for players who might get stuck thinking of good ones. The ability to customize the street itself and buy decorations for it would be amazing too. Very short game, but very fun and different. There are missions, but you can also do your own thing. Not too stressful, but not too easy either. Just right.